Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Kneon. I'm here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And we're going to talk about, well, what could potentially be a shift in the entertainment industry, and it comes down to rent.
Well, money.
Money. Imagine that. Money makes the world go round. We're going to talk about how Valiant Comics gave up their Manhattan office, and they're all working remotely. Personally, I think this is the beginning of the end for them.
Now, how are they spinning it? Are they spinning it that was a temporary thing?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
But it's not. It's not. So this is going to become, I think, the new normal for a lot of these companies once they realize, because of the pandemic, that you can work anywhere and you can save a lot of money if you don't have offices in Manhattan or Los Angeles or San Francisco. What will probably happen is a lot of these companies will work with people remotely, or they'll go find a cheaper place to set up shop.
Right, but with remote work, you can work with people. Like when we used to do Disney comics, we were in PA and sending it, wherever it needed to go. You don't have to
Italy or whatever.
Yeah,
it was crazy.
You don't have to hire people that live in these areas. And then there's going to be a barrier to entry, though, because you're going to have the equipment at home to do it. But that's not going to be on you to figure out,
Well, that's just it. If you're a contractor, it is on you to have your own equipment. Mm-hmm. I think that's going to be, I know people hate the term new normal, but I think it's going to be the new normal. I think people are going to buy houses from here on out if they're white collar workers that have offices, because I think a lot of people are going to be working from home, or we're going to have, smaller clusters of people kind of working outside the system. But I think this needs to happen. The reason that I think entertainment is kind of in the position that it's in right now is because we have, homogenous politics and ideas and opinions, because all these companies are based in, on the West Coast
or New
York.
Great, as long as you weren't the one who owns the company who has to pay the bills and has to figure out where the money comes from.
Right.
It's all great if you all share those ideas and complain about the people at the top who don't agree with you, and try to cancel them, except they're the ones that pay for it all. And if they don't like it, then you're out of a job.
Yeah, so we're going to talk about that. Before we get into it, guys, just a reminder, we have about a week left on the Clownfish TV enamel pin mini crowdfunder. You can check it out at shopclownfish.com, and thank you for the support. Give us a sub if you got time.
We're supposed to get new t-shirts at some point, but Kneon keeps not doing it.
No, I am doing them. I'm just doing 5,000 other things too. But yeah, we do have new t-shirt designs coming, so we're going to build the shop up a little bit. So let's talk about see how I deflected?
Mm-hmm. No, you do. This is what he does every day. I didn't even faze me, because this is what he does all the time.
Yeah,
I'm getting to it. I don't know what you're talking about. I have to do this. Oh, look over there. Oh, look at that sparkly thing.
Sparkly, shiny.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
As you hear the back door slam.
And then he runs away. And then he locks himself upstairs all day.
Right. So I just put this out earlier because I was thinking about it when I was thinking about Valiant, and I said we're going to see a shift in pop culture once more publishers, studios, tech companies, and game developers set up shop outside of Hollywood, San Francisco, and New York. It could be a side effect of the pandemic. And I almost mentioned George Lucas, but she did. OG Star Wars girl said, thinking of this, George Lucas was ahead of his time.
Yep.
He didn't want the Hollywood influence, so he moved his company outside Hollywood. All it took was for a corporation to ruin his overall vision.
Yep, totally agree. We've talked about that between us many times.
Yeah, like even if we get back into animation or comics or whatever, we're not going to do it from Hollywood. We're not going to do it from New York. It's not even really worth it at this point. But a lot of people, I remember back in the day when I first wanted to break into comics, back in the 90s, you pretty much had to live in New York. And that's why we have so many comic book creators in New York and in California, because they go where the publishers are.
I think that's the thing with graphic novels. Most of the graphic novel publishers are in New York.
Yeah.
So who gets the deals? The ones that get FaceTime usually?
Yeah, because, they have a lot of mixers, or you run into people at bookstores or comic shops or whatever. So it is a very homogenous kind of group of people, and you see the same people pop up again and again and again because they're kind of in this circle. Now, if that gets broken because of the pandemic, I think it's actually going to be a good thing for creatives, because at that point, it doesn't matter if you're stuck in New York or stuck in LA or whatever, you're, able to work from anywhere.
Right.
So anyway, Bleeding Cool, Valiant Entertainment, comic book publisher that's not doing so hot, by the way. Valiant Entertainment Manhattan office is closed. They said they were one of the first comic book publishers to go into lockdown and work from home, to tell creators to stop working and make some staff members redundant. They weren't doing that well before the pandemic. I think
maybe they should have hired better.
Yeah, maybe they should. We'll talk about that.
I wasn't going to mention specifics, but I'll just leave it at that. Go ahead.
Yeah, they have also been slower than most to emerge from the lockdown because they're running out of money. With no new comic books solicited in October, only collections and a couple of rescheduled titles. It's now emerged that they have chosen to permanently close and vacate their New York offices. While a number of publishers that closed their offices have been returning to some degree or another, it appears that Valiant will not have that option.
Well, I'm sure their offices were expensive and you have to have money to pay for them.
Oh, in Manhattan? Hell yeah. VP of Sales and Marketing Matthew Klein told Bleeding Cool, everyone at Valiant has been working remotely since the pandemic started in March. Keeping Valiant employees safe during this time is more important than anything else, so they will continue to work remotely for the foreseeable future. Thanks.
Let me fix it. They'll continue to work remotely until we go under. Thanks.
They will continue to work remotely until we fire everybody. Yeah, that's exactly what's going to happen. Update. After publication, Klein told Bleeding Cool, we did not surrender the lease on June 25th. The offices are currently open but unoccupied as we are putting the health and safety of our employees above all else. Also, October will see the release of Bloodshot 9 and Ray 8 in addition to Dr. Tomorrow trade paperback. Thank you. Bleeding Cool says, we do, however, note that we have confirmed the offices are available to lease and that appointments to view can be booked. Those books, Bloodshot and Ray, are only previously solicited items. So, yeah, they're going...
That's funny. So, okay, wait. Bleeding Cool, who's one out there throwing shots everywhere at people, especially Comicsgate. I love how they apparently they take shots at everybody because they printed the kind of retractionist thing and then went looked it up themselves to be like, well, actually, but it's okay when they do it, but when we do it, we're bad people. You know?
Yeah, right. Yeah, I'm sorry, they're gonna go out of business, guys. I'm 99.9% sure at this point they're gonna go out of business. I mean, it's great to work remotely. Now, they were gonna get into movies, and their first movie was the Bloodshot movie with Vin Diesel, and it did not do well. I think it only did like $10 million or something opening weekend. So that's what they were banking on. They were being propped up by some Chinese company, I think.
So yeah, this is Chinese investment. Yep.
Yeah, and there's a whole another list of issues with that now because of Trump's thing about TikTok and all that.
Well, I was gonna say is this. So venture capital, which we keep joking is propping up most everything at this point. If you're not viable, you can't just keep taking venture capital. I'm sorry.
So Valiant Comics was founded in '89 by Jim Shooter. Yeah, when Valiant Comics first started, they were damn good. It felt like kind of early Marvel, but had kind of an indie vibe to it.
Couldn't have been good. It's misogyny.
Yeah.
Because it's men.
In '94, the company was sold to Acclaim Entertainment. They made a bunch of like Turok games and stuff like that. After Acclaim declared bankruptcy in 2004, the company was restarted as part of Valiant Entertainment by entrepreneurs Dinesh Shamdasani and Jason Kathari in 2005. After receiving Chinese investment, Valiant was acquired by Dan Mintz DMG Entertainment in 2018, and I think they're done. Or almost done.
Well, something's up because they're telling we're going back, but then they looked into it and their offices are for rent. So.
Yeah, I mean, I will say IDW is in really bad shape right now, but at least their offices are still being occupied. For them to cut out like this is, I don't think it's a very good sign unless they have a totally different business plan that I'm not aware of, unless they're going to start working more with people remotely. But those characters are valuable. You know, Turok and Exo Manowar, and they're valuable characters. If Valiant would go under, it would be kind of smart to lease them out to somebody else, you know, and let them publish them. But I don't know if they will or not.
People who care about comics. And
people who actually care about comics.
Not agenda.
Yeah, so we got more confirmation on other comic sites. Bounding Into Comics put it up. Valiant Comics, Shutter's New York City headquarters. Again, they're saying they're not out of business.
Well, they're not out of business, but they're saying that they still are using those offices. You don't like have offices for viewing if they're being used.
Right, we're still using them. Everything's fine, guys. Honest is fine. And meanwhile, that they've got your offices listed for rent.
Yeah.
That's not a good sign. Of course, Manhattan, that's probably a freaking God. I don't know how much a month it'd be. $50,000 a month. I have no idea.
Ridiculous, I'm sure.
I have no idea what they're paying for that place. So, yeah, they do bring up on Bounding Into Comics, however, that some of the people working for Valiant, tend to spend more time on social media, I think, than writing and editing comics, such as Heather Antos, Whisper Network member, I believe.
Yeah, well, allegedly.
Allegedly, possibly, maybe.
Stuff, yes.
Yeah, so I don't know. I know their stuff doesn't sell. They basically were, as I understand it, creating IP for Hollywood, and Hollywood's at a standstill right now, and we don't know what's going on. They've got Chinese backers, but there's probably going to be a Cold War with China. So just all the way around, Valiant is completely fucked. I mean, they are. I don't know what else to say. I mean, there's nothing else I can't put a good spin on this. I don't.
Sometimes it's a good thing, but in this case, it's not.
Yeah, I mean,
depends on the situation.
I like their characters. I actually haven't read much Valiant since they restarted in 2005, but I used to read a lot of Valiant back in the 90s, and the Jim Shooter era was awesome. It did feel like the Marvel I remembered from the 80s. It was good stuff.
So back when it was good.
Back when it was good.
I honestly never read them, so I don't know.
Those characters do have a lot of potential, but again, Bloodshot bombed, so I don't know. What's going on, but I think we're going to see a lot of this downsizing. We talked before about Crunchyroll, and look at their offices. This is their office in San Francisco. Let's look at the office here. I think they got the whole corner to them. Look at this. It looks like an anime con. Mm-hmm. Looks like mini Tokyo with a freaking game room and.
Oh, some of these their offices overseas, or are they all the same office?
This is the same office. This is their San Francisco office.
Jeez.
So
how much is that costing?
I don't know. I've been trying to get I'm guessing. I mean, we're talking San Francisco. It's $100,000 a month, maybe. Who the hell knows? It's San Francisco. I mean, hell, just a regular apartment for an individual is like $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 a month. I can't imagine what this is. Like an entire floor of a warehouse in San Francisco. Very expensive. Good
thing you can take a break from all your busy work and play pool.
Yeah, right. I never got to foosball. I never got to play
devil
pool or foosball's the devil. I never got to play foosball or pool. I see these trendy tech companies and these marketing companies, and I'm like, when do these people actually get work done? Because they always talk about here's the food court, and you can bring your dog to work, and you can play pool, and you can play foosball, and we've got an anime screening room, and bring your bike and all that. I'm like, are they
actually? It's like going to a convention.
Yeah, I'm like, are you actually getting work done? I mean, not that I'm trying to be a dick or anything, but
you work a couple hours a day, but it's quality.
It's quality work. Was this Office Space? I only get 45. How much work did he actually get done in a day? But it was quality work. But they had to have 6 hours of me time out of their 8-hour work day. 6 hours of me time.
I think me time describes a lot of these people. Anyway.
So I think they're probably looking at a similar situation here pretty soon, because as I understand it, AT&T was going to sell off Crunchyroll. We know AT&T is looking to cut corners, and rent in San Francisco is very expensive. Mm-hmm. Very, very expensive. And
they've been rolling a lot of this stuff could be rolled into HBO Max.
Right. So I'm just saying, this would be another very easy cut for them. And we're seeing all these articles pop up. They're like, Crunchyroll's doing great. We're getting all kinds of subs.
Well, they're excited. We have 2 million subscribers. Wait, you've been around for how long and you only have 2 million subscribers?
I think they're up to 3 now.
Okay, wait. Let's put this in perspective. Disney Plus launched last November, and they have 60 million.
Yeah,
I'm just saying Crunchyroll's been around a lot longer. Now, granted, it's more focused, but still, how long have you been around? How long have you been promoting your subscriptions, and you only have 3? I'm sorry. When HBO Max they already have whole millions. I'm like, how are you justifying this?
Well, that's what's going to happen. AT&T is going to look at this and be like, how many damn streaming services do we need?
And that's when they combine all of that together.
I think so. These are their Crunchyroll umbrella brands.
So that would be under Crunchyroll. So when they're talking subscribers, are they talking about everything related to this too?
Verve. I don't know if they're rolling Verve into that too, or how they're counting it. But do you need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 brands
under Crunchyroll, which is under HBO?
Yeah,
and then there's offices with foosball and pool.
Foosball and pool. Yeah.
Make sure you post pretty for the Instagram.
Yeah, I think AT&T is gonna chop here pretty soon. I mean, they're already looking to sell it off, and I think this is gonna keep happening. I think it's gonna happen to a lot of these entertainment companies, and I think that this might be a rude awakening for a lot of, you know, these employees who have, you know, spent more time on social media, denigrating customers or whatever than actually doing work. Because, you know, if you got time to foos, you got time to tweet. And now this is old man Kneon. So my
old man Kneon.
My very first like real job, I worked in the composing department at a newspaper. Yes, we used to actually manually compose pages and stuff like that. My boss, who I believe was a World War II vet at the time, or Korean War vet, old guy, Bucky, not Bucky Barnes.
Yeah.
Not cool Bucky. This was asshole Bucky.
He was more like Winter Soldier Bucky.
He was Winter Soldier Bucky, but without the robot arm. You were not allowed to leave your seat. You were supposed to sit in your seat, get your work done, and you only had like 2 pee breaks throughout the workday. And he literally would stroll up one side of the department, down the other, look over everybody's shoulder, make sure you're actually working because they're paying you to work. I wasn't playing foosball.
No.
you
were playing, hold it so you don't end up with foosballs.
Yeah, I didn't want foosballs. Now that is way, way, way too strict. But I look at these kind of tech companies, I'm like, oh my God. Seriously? Like, yeah, that'd be a lot of fun. And I'm like, but when do you work and how much does this cost? So I think it's going to change.
They have 3 million subs. They have 3 million subs, and that's all that they have paying for this.
How many people does it take to run Crunchyroll? I mean, how many people do they got working for them?
I mean, it seems like an awful lot of people for, such a small return.
Yeah.
The ROI isn't there. The return on investment isn't there here.
Yeah, is this the entire staff? I mean, that's not a whole lot of people, I guess, but do they really need a warehouse then if that's all they got working for them?
For 3 million subs.
For 3 million, yeah. So, I mean, look.
There's people on YouTube that have more subs than that and don't have any people working for them.
Right. And, speaking of YouTube, I mean, you want to talk about if people are like, oh, AT&T's not going to cut. AT&T shut down Machinima. At one point in time, Machinima was the biggest channel on YouTube. They still have 12 million subs.
That's more than Crunchyroll.
They just don't have any content on their channel. I mean, technically, they could reactivate Machinima, dump content onto it, and they'd probably make more of a profit than, So I don't know, but I think we're going to see a lot of changes here, and I think this is going to change, I guess if you want to call it the pop culture wars, I think we're going to see more...
I remember back when I was a youngin' in the pop culture wars.
The pop culture wars. But no, I think once you start getting people in from outside of New York and San Francisco and Seattle and LA.
Middle of the road people, and they're like, what the hell's wrong with you?
Yeah.
That's, I just think it's at the end of the day, they complain about the people who own these companies a lot of times, like, well, they're very Republican or very whatever. And it's like, yeah, because they're business owners, but they're, they don't always align with what I think. And how dare they? I'm like, yeah, but they have to make money and you're not making the money. So why would they keep you?
Yeah. That is it.
I mean, the stuff doesn't pay for itself just because you get on, wishes and activism.
Wishes and activism. Okay.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, so that's why I think this is kind of the unified theory of everything. I think you get what you pay for, and I think you're getting the kinds of people working for these companies because of where they're located, partially. So, I don't know, we're going to wrap this up?
Yep.
Okay, so please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, and we will talk to you guys later.
Bye.
Hey guys, thanks for watching Clownfish TV. Please consider supporting the channel. Go to clownfishsupport.com. That's clownfishsupport.com, and if you want to join our community, go to clownfishtalk.com. That's clownfishtalk.com. Please subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. We will talk to you next time.